there is Jackie Lee to the left. And it looks like both players are taking down some notes. Maybe they're, having their friend go get some Subway or some Chipotle. They're writing down their order. We're not too sure. Regardless, they're going to start just in a second, and I have Calcano's deck list right in front of me. 4 Deathrite Shamans, 4 Dark Confidants, 3 Stoneforge Mystic, 3 Snapcaster Mage, then 4 Plows, 3 Thoughtseizes, 4 Brainstorms, 2 Dazes, 2 Lingering Souls, a Ponder, a Vindicate, Inquisition, Jitte Batterskull, and then 3 Jace the Mind Sculptor. In Calcano's sideboard, he has Meddling Mage and Force of Will. Both cards will be coming in this matchup.
And for Jackie Lee, she's playing combo elf. She has 4 Deathrite Shaman in her main deck, kind of like a mana elf in a way. She has 3 natural orders and no Progenitus though. She's going to fetch up a Regal Force or Craterhoof Behemoth with that. Try and combo kill Christian Calcano. She has Green Sun Zenith. She has Glimpse of Nature. She has all the usual suspect elves, Quirion Rangers, Heritage Druids, Nettle Sentinels, Wired Symbiotes, yada yada yada. She's just looking to explode. She's looking to Glimpse of Nature into a bunch of creatures, open on a mana elf. Standard elf combo.
Now, who do you think has an advantage in this matchup? Who's more experienced in Legacy? Now, I follow Jackie Lee on Twitter.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say that.
Okay, tell us about Twitter. Tell us about Jackie Lee.
Very, very inexperienced in Legacy. She's more of a standard modern player, limited.
Sure.
And she actually said on Twitter today that she's doubled the amount of lifetime Legacy wins that she has. So 3 wins in this tournament. She had 1 or 2 before. So probably why she's playing a deck as simple as elves. So she decided that she doesn't want to play blue mirrors all day, brainstorm mirrors. She knows that she wouldn't be advantaged there. Smart deck choice. Play a simpler combo deck.
Yeah, and it looks like both players are having a really good time. Calcano and Jackie Lee, they're friends. They've tested together for the Pro Tour before, and we'll see if that comes in a factor right here. Both players are, I believe, 3-1. So this puts them in a spot where, A, if they get a draw, it's likely that their tiebreakers won't be that good, so they're probably not going to draw. And B, it's an elimination match.
Right.
Loser will not make top 8. Winner will move on to 4-1, and will have to probably 3-0-1 or 4-0 to make it. So it's pretty crazy. Calcano wants everyone to know that he did make a top 16 at the Pro Tour, and not only just a regular Pro Tour, it was Worlds in 2010. Nice. But Calcano's biggest claim to fame recently, just about a year ago or so, he won a Grand Prix in 2012.
Yeah, that was in Minneapolis,
right?
Right?
And it was a standard format. He played a blue-red Delver deck, and it was something where not many people have played it. So Calcano normally will play a deck where he doesn't care if it's the best deck in the format. He doesn't care if no one's playing it. If Calcano likes it, he'll play it.
Doran.
Yeah, Doran, for example. And I spoke with Calcano earlier in this week. He wanted to come. He didn't have a deck. And I said, well, you'll play my Esper Deathblade deck. It's a bit different. And he says, I don't care. I'll play it. Why not? It might not be the techiest version, but we'll see if Calcano could defeat Jackie Lee or not.
Yeah, and you know what? It's pretty great because Jackie Lee will have played against a Deathblade deck. At this point, she'll know the ins and outs of Deathblade, but Calcano's, the deck that you made has some interesting choices in it that she might not be expecting. Stuff like Lingering Souls.
No one really expects Daze. I lost to Pakula a couple of weeks ago, and he ended up just tapping his last land, lightning bolting me, and he's like, yeah, that's game, you can't force a will it, but I ended up dazing his lightning bolt. And it's just something as a surprise, and even if you've done your homework in Legacy, you can never be too ready because anybody can play anything.
Right, a card like Submerge, like you said before, it's kind of fallen out of favor in Legacy.
Yeah, Jacob Wilson, he's playing 3 Submerges.
Right. Probably a lot of that's the surprise factor.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like innovation, especially from players who, do have a name out there like Calcano, like Jackie Lee, because players might put them on a certain deck and they might surprise you.
Right.
So if you were to play against, for example, Matt Costa, you might think, oh, he's definitely playing blue, white, red, flash in standard. Yeah, what happens if he shows up one day with mono red? You might keep a hand and lose because of that.
Right. Very, very possible. I say, okay, I have to mulligan this hand because there's 2 Pillar of Flames against Matt Costa, and then he plays a
Grave Crawler, or whatnot, yeah. So, all right, so both players get started off. Jackie Lee with the Misty Rainforest, fetched up the Forest, and Calcano just with the Polluted Delta. What do you think about this play right here if Calcano has an option between, say, Dark Confidant and Stoneforge? Do you think the Jitte is so important in this matchup, or do you think the card advantage from a Dark Confidant is better?
Jitte is the most important card in this matchup. If Calcano even hits once with a Jitte, he should never be able to lose.
All right, so Calcano fetches up an Underground City, And I'm watching Calcano how he shuffles, so I said, please don't riffle. So you guys at home will be the judge if Calcano is shuffling okay or a bit too hard. So what will Calcano do with his mana? I see a couple of blue cards in hand. I don't know if I see a Dark Confidant. Oh, it's a Brainstorm. Okay. So that's definitely going to resolve against the mono green deck.
Right. And a pretty interesting question on Twitter. Do you think the combo elves will instantly add the new elf in M14? No, I don't think so, because Jackie Lee, she's not even maxed out on Lana or Fintorn elves. She decided that Deathrite was better than all those cards and added the full 4 Deathrites.
All right, so Calcano, after the Brainstorm, lays an Underground Sea, and does he have a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition here? I see something. Oh, it's a Deathrite Shaman. Okay, so Calcano's trying to develop his mana, develop his board presence. Next turn, he should have access to 4 lands. Maybe a Jace?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Now, combo elves, for the people who don't know about it, what turn would you say normally it will go off on?
Well, with a little faster hand than Jackie Lee's, usually turn 3. Jackie Lee's hand's a little slower, maybe turn 4.
Yeah, exactly. The faster hands will involve something like a turn 1, we'll say Deathrite Shaman, or turn 1 land or elf.
Right.
Yeah, but instead we'll see what turn Jackie will go off on. Do you think the combo elf deck mulligans well or mulligans poorly? What do you think?
I think it mulligans pretty well. I mean, really, all it's trying to do is combo with the card that Jackie has in hand, the Elvish Visionary, which is so good with the Quirion Ranger Wirewood Symbiote, or rather the Symbiote.
Sure.
Not the Quirion Ranger, but so good with the Symbiote. She can fetch up either part with the Green Sun Zenith, and that'll let her just draw cards, refill her hand. Same with Glimpse of Nature.
Yeah, if you guys have never played against elves, and for example, you plan on going to the Star City Invitational in Somerset, or you just have a local Legacy tournament and your opponent happens to be playing elves, I would say the most important card is Glimpse of Nature. If you can stop their Glimpse of Nature, that's a great start. Also, if you can stop just their creatures in general, something like an Engineer Plague is so good against them, yet not many people have it in their sideboard anymore.
Right, it's a really narrow card. It's even more narrow than Graveyard Hate, I would say.
So the reason why Jackie Lee just drew a card, she played Elvish Visionary. Looks like the Friday Night Magic one, maybe a Game Day one.
Yep, but either way, that's the original.
Yeah, 2 mana, 1/1. When it comes into play, you draw a card. So there's definitely some nice interaction where you can return it, play it again, return it, play it again, and you kind of cycle through your deck. Eventually, you want to find a big monster, such as Craterhoof Behemoth, give all your elves trample, and attack for the win.
That's right.
So there's a Brainstorm from Christian Calcano. I like how Calcano, make sure it resolves. Always like
against the mono green deck, yeah.
Looking at Jackie saying, "Hey, is this okay?" And Jackie's like, "Yep, I'm pretty much this mono green elf deck, so no force or will from me."
F6.
Yeah, probably. All right, so Calcano's trying to figure this out. I do see a Stoneforge Mystic, which is very good because Jitte is a beating against the elf deck. Normally, you would want a turn 2 Stoneforge. But a turn 3 Stoneforge is fine because then on turn 4 you could equip and start attacking anyway.
Right. The turn 3 Stoneforge matches up pretty well with Jackie Lee's hand, which is a lot slower.
Yeah. Instead he's going for an Inquisition, so he might just go Inquisition first, then go sack land or just any land, use that land plus Deathrite Shaman to play Stoneforge.
Right, and this really shows the power of Deathrite Shaman, just the accelerator, so good in Legacy.
All right, so the hand is Natural Order, Green Sun Zenith, Wirewood Symbiote, and Elvish Visionary. Is that correct?
Yep, looks like it.
All right, and besides two sack lands, what do you want to take here? Do you think Natural Order is a problem, or do you think Green Sun Zenith?
It really depends on Calcano's hand. If he has a Force of Will, I'm perfectly content to let Jackie Lee sacrifice one of her creatures to Natural Order. If not, the Green Sun.
Yeah, well, Calcano's Force Wills are only in his sideboard, so he's looking for a daze or nothing there.
I see.
But he ends up going with the Green Sun Zenith. It's interesting. It's definitely close. We don't know Calcano's hand, so I'm sure people at home are thinking, oh, I would have taken this. This is what I really do when I'm watching the coverage. When all the other guys are doing it, Cedric, Pat Sullivan, Osa, Mateus, whatnot. I want to say, oh, maybe I would have done this. Maybe that guy should have done that. And sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But it's really cool to kind of play along to see how you would do it. Kind of when you're watching a game show like Jeopardy. Oh, I know what that is. So. There is that Stoneforge Mystic that we were talking about, and Calcano fetches up that Umezawa's Jitte. So Calcano does have a Wasteland for next turn. Maybe he's thinking, if Jackie Lee does get a Gaia's Cradle, he might want to go after that. But for the rest of this game, he saw that Jackie Lee had 2 more sacklands in his hand, so attacking Jackie Lee's mana isn't really going to do too much.
Right. The elf deck, if it's one thing it's good at, it's producing a bunch of mana quickly. They have a lot of mana elves. They have cards that can untap the mana elves. Really, you have to attack their combo pieces.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure just because last match we saw the players play so fast, but I'm pretty sure both Calcano and Lee are playing very, very slow and very cautiously this game. Calcano's reading the cards to make sure he understands what each elf does, because each elf has different ability, and combo elves is not a deck that you'll play against very often. Maybe in a room full of 300 players like we have today, maybe 5 players on elves.
At the most, I would say.
At most.
Wirewood Symbiote, one of the most important cards in the elf deck. This lets Jackie Lee return the Elvish Visionary to her I'm sorry, I have the Ranger.
It's the Wirewood Symbiote.
Okay, yeah, okay,
yes.
Good. Return the Visionary to her hand to untap one of her mana elves. A great combo that can just let her cycle through her deck. Tons of card advantage.
Yeah.
Build up a critical mass of elves.
All right, so Jackie Lee will probably get another Bayou right here. So although we say it's a mono green elves, it's actually essentially green, black, white. The white with some like Agatic Teague in the sideboard, black in the sideboard with Cabal Therapy against the combo decks.
Right.
So essentially mono green, but small splashes.
Yeah. She would play all these fetch lands anyway just to thin the deck out, so it's essentially a free splash. She has to play 2 Bayou, 1 Savannah. Not a big deal because the 4 Gaia's Cradle are way more important wasteland targets.
Yeah, of course. All right, so there's another Elvish Visionary. So now next turn, I guess Jackie Lee is going to be trying to set up a natural order. Maybe we can get natural order up on the screen for all those new players out there. Old school card, originally from Visions, natural order. So we'll see what Calcano could do. I see a Snapcaster Mage, I believe, and maybe a Daze in his hand to go along with the swords and that Jitte that he fetched up last turn.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything is better than equipping the Jitte, though. What do you think?
The whole thing is that Jackie Lee now can use the Wirewood Symbiote to return the elf to hand to fizzle the Jitte counters.
Right.
Now, will Calcano realize this? Will Jackie Lee realize this? I think so, but you never know. Legacy is a difficult format, and just small plays like that might not be picked up by the player.
Yeah, we'll see what Calcano goes with here. It looks like Deathrite is going to remove the land.
All right. I wonder why Calcano wants to remove his land. I don't think it matters that much, but normally you want to remove stuff from your opponent's graveyard. So there's a Swords to Plowshare.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting play. Quirion Ranger is an elf.
Yeah.
So the Wirewood Symbiote is able to return it, I believe, unless I have that creature type wrong.
Yeah. Why don't we try to get Natural Order up there, Quirion Ranger up there, just so everyone at home can follow along with all these confusing elves. All right, there's Quirion Ranger. All right, return a forest you control to his owner's hand, untap target creature. Use this ability only once per turn.
Right, but the Wirewood Symbiote would have let Jackie Lee return the Quirion Ranger.
Yes, I believe so. Let's get Wirewood Symbiote. I'm kind of confused here. Return a forest you control to his owner's hand, untap target creature. So that's not going to play a factor. How about the Wirewood Symbiote?
I think the issue that Jackie Lee had, why she didn't want to use her Symbiote, was because she didn't want to open up the Symbiote to a removal spell. But the problem is, the Symbiote can't return itself, so
yeah,
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think Jackie Lee right there should have returned the Quirion Ranger to hand and not allowed it to get Path to Exiled, or I'm sorry, Swords to Plowshare. There's a natural order. Sacrifice a green creature, search your library for a green creature card, put that into play as though it was just played. So basically you want to sacrifice something to go get Crater Hoof Behemoth. So we'll maybe ask Jackie Lee later why she made that play and why Calcano went for it, really.
Right. Yeah.
So if we're missing something, tweet at us. But if you agree with what we're saying here, just let us know so everyone can get stayed on the same page pretty much. Any combo deck in Legacy for the most part is confusing. Even something like High Tide, you have to count the storm, count how much blue mana you have. So we'll try to be as careful as possible to help you guys out, to have you guys enjoy the coverage. So there's Jackie Lee searching up probably her Savannah. I believe her list plays 1 Savannah and 2 Bayous, so just only 3 duels. So if you don't own many dual lands, maybe Elves is the deck for you.
Yeah, Elves. It's a great combo deck. It can really catch people by surprise. 4 Gaia's Cradle, 3 Natural Order are really the only super expensive cards in the deck, and if you're looking to get into budget Legacy, that would be a deck for you. And even the Gaia's Cradles, they could be replaced by crop rotation too. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so there's a Heritage Druid, 1 mana, 1/1, tap 3 on top elves, add 3 green to your pool. So basically, it just turns all your elves into Llanowar elves.
Right, and one of the key pieces of the combo, you see there, Jackie Lee taps 3 elves, adds 3 mana, uses the Symbiote to return a Visionary, replay the Visionary, and the Heritage Druid is really a really good combo with Nettle Sentinel, which is going to untap whenever you play a green spell.
Yeah,
So
Nettle Sentinel, 1 mana, 2/2, which is really good. Drawback is it doesn't untap during your untap step, but the bonus side is that every time you play a green spell, it gets to untap, so you get to produce a massive amount of mana right there as you see it on the screen. So Jackie Lee could pretty much almost be going off this turn, and Calcano pretty much with his pants down, just with a Dark Confidant, a Stoneforge Mystic, and a Deathrite Shaman in play to go along with those 2 Underground Seas. Calcano will probably need to somehow get lucky with his Daze in his hand, that I believe he has, but I don't really see Calcano being in good shape this game. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah, Jackie Lee, a ton of elves. She's drawing a bunch of extra cards here.
Yeah.
The Wirewood Symbiote means she's drawing double the cards. She has 2 natural orders available, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Jackie Lee's trying to set up something for next turn. Didn't have quite enough to go off on her turn. So, what will Calcano do? I see a Tropical Island in hand. You know, just attacking with his guys without Jitte won't really do too much. So, here comes a Snapcaster Mage. And what do you think Calcano wants to target with that?
Swords. I think he's going. Wow. No.
Just a Brainstorm, okay.
I really think he has to get that Symbiote out of play because that's the only thing really keeping the Jitte at bay here.
Yeah, and the Symbiote, the Wirewood Symbiote, is an insect.
Yeah.
So it can't be saved from the Swords to Plowshare itself.
I feel like Calcano might think that it's an elf itself, but didn't Calcano play in Pro Tour Elves?
Well, I'm not too sure if he did or not, but he ended up reading the card just a moment ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. So Calcano just passes. So far, this game's going on almost 20 minutes, and we haven't played that many turns. I think it's only been about 4 or 5 turns.
Yeah. And you know, for everyone pointing out on Twitter that the reason that Jackie didn't return her Ranger was because of the Jitte from Calcano. We knew that Calcano didn't have a land, but Jackie didn't. So
No,
that was her reasoning there. The 4th mana.
Yeah,
This was a few turns ago.
Yeah, I believe Calcano just didn't have enough mana in general.
I think if he had a land in hand, it would have been okay.
No, was it? Yeah, okay. All right, I thought maybe he played that Wasteland that turn, but... So, yeah, well, we'll have to go to the videotape later on, but
Right.
we'll see how things play out.
So Jackie Lee in her main phase now, doing some math, doing green mana math with Heritage Druid. The more elves you get in play with this deck, the harder this deck is to play because you have so many more permutations, so many more symbiotes, rangers, mana elves, everything.
Yeah, he definitely didn't have enough mana that turn because he used 1 mana, 4 Swords to Plowshare. So he had access to 4 total. 1 was a Swords to Plowshare, and then 2 would have been Jitte, and equipped would have been another 2.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Jackie Lee is producing some mana with her elves here. And 1, 2. All right, so those are the 3 elves that she's tapping. So I believe Jackie should just go for the natural order here. Would you agree with this? Do you think Jackie's thinking the same line of play, or do you think she's trying to be a bit more careful here?
Yeah, I think she's trying to be careful, but at the same time, she has 2 of them. She has a lot of expendable elves. She has to start casting them at some point. She can't give Calcano too many turns.
Yeah, she might not know what's in Calcano's deck. She might think, maybe Calcano does play with Force of Will. Just kind of uncertain, which I can't really blame her here because Legacy is so difficult. That's the one thing. It's difficult, but also it's really fun. And if you're new to Legacy, do what Pat Sullivan does. He's not new to Legacy, but he always plays Mono Red, and he had great success with Mono Red so far. And Mono Red isn't the most difficult deck to maneuver. If you want to play it perfectly, sure it is. But if you just want to, kind of burn the face, it might be the deck for you.
Yeah. So Swords to Plowshare comes down.
Let's see what Jackie's going to do about this. Calcano removes that Windswept Heath with Deathrite Shaman, allowing him to have white mana. You might say, hey, how can Calcano play all these colors? Well, Deathrite Shaman.
It's a hell of a card in Legacy.
Yeah, as for Deathblade, all over the world, they love Deathrite Shaman.
Oh, Glimpse of Nature
Wow.
from Jackie Lee. That's going to let her draw a ton of cards, but at the same time, cards is not really what she needs right now. She just needs to start getting more elves into play more than anything.
I mean, I think she has almost everything she needs. I guess she's just worried about a couple of different factors here. So.
She needs a Nettle Sentinel and a Heritage Druid to really start going off.
Yeah. There's a Finhorn elves. There's so many old school elves here. You really gotta love it.
Yep.
You know, LSV really took elves to the next level when he won Pro Tour Berlin with it back in 2008. That was kind of the sleeper deck right there. So we'll see if elves could start picking up more and more trophies. That would be nice, right?
The problem with elves is that it's so easy to hate out if you want to. Elves is one of those decks where there can't be too many of them in a given metagame,
Sure.
because then they'll go away really fast.
Yeah. All right. So there's another source to Plowshare that could help. I think Calcano's probably gonna lead off with a Ponder here, which he does. So there's 1, 2, 3, another Swords, and I think that might have been a Vidalian click. Not too sure. We'll find out in a second.
Okay, so it looks like he's going to
They
shuffle
shuffle,
away.
okay.
What's he looking for here?
Honestly, I'm not that sure. I don't really know what's in Calcano's hand for sure, and this game is really complex. I'm sure if you guys are watching at home, you're like, oh, I would have taken this line, I would have done that line, but this game is really difficult to maneuver. So both players are playing slowly and cautiously, to say the least.
Right. This has been a 20-minute game so far, and life totals 35 out of the 40 original life. I'm pretty sure that's all from fetch lands.
Yeah, there's another Snapcaster Mage. And Calcano is either going to flash back that Ponder or a Plow. It looks like he's just going for a Ponder.
Yeah, and I think Calcano's main mistake this game is underrating the importance of the Wirewood Symbiote.
Yeah,
Just
I agree.
One of the super important elves for the deck,
Yeah.
or insects.
Do you think Jackie Lee's undervaluing it as well?
I can't really say. She seems to be using it pretty often. She's using the Elvish Visionaries here.
All right, so Calcano draws a Thoughtseize, and he's going to remove a land from Jackie's graveyard to Thoughtseizer. Let's see what's up her sleeve.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hand.
Natural order, Glimpse, Wirewood Symbiote. So Calcano takes natural order.
Wow, is he going to play another discard spell here?
No, I mean he already played his land for turn, so I don't know why he took the natural order when Jackie Lee already has one left over. I normally when you have a discard spell and your opponent has two of a certain powerful card that's going to come down anyway, you just want to take something else. For example, like there, I think I just would have taken the Glimpse of Nature. Maybe Calcano is, taking the natural order to kind of bluff a Force of Will.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. Maybe he took the natural order, trying to say, okay, Jackie, I can deal with one natural order, but not two.
But once Jackie leads off with the Glimpse of Nature, she's going to go through many cards in her library, and Calcano will be left for dead here.
Right.
So Calcano's going to need to pull out something crazy to really fight this. When we go to sideboarding, he's going to have some options in Melee Mage, Force of Will, Umazal's Jitte, Supreme Verdict, and additional Path to Exile. So that will help somewhat.
No Engineered Plagues, though.
Nope. All right, so there's a Glimpse of Nature, and Jackie's going to start going off. And I think Calcano has to be careful on time as well. Already almost half the clock has been gone just on about 6 turns or so of the game.
Right, this is going to be really difficult for Calcano to win 2 games in 27 minutes, and this one isn't even over yet. So Jackie Lee leads off with
Green Sun.
Green Sun after glimpsing. That's kind of interesting.
All right.
But that gets the Heritage Druid, which is going to net her a ton of mana here.
Yep. So Calcano will shuffle Jackie's deck after the search. Arbor Elf on the board for Jackie as well. Arbor Elf, it's a forest. It's a creature.
Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. What was I calling it?
Arbor Elf, the one from Standard.
Oh, Arbor Elf. Yeah. I'm thinking of Standard too much.
Well, that one could be in this deck too, pretty easily.
Yeah, Dryad Arbiter was from the Realms. The Vault of the Realms, the new where the picture's really confusing. It looks just like a forest.
Right.
That's what I was thinking of.
So Elvish Visionary comes down. She'll drop 2 cards off the Visionary.
I see a Gaia's Cradle. That's pretty nice for if you like mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, if mana's your thing, Gaia's Cradle might be your card. Probably Tolarian Academy is your card, but
another Visionary, 2 cards. Heritage Druid, 1 card.
Again, yeah. We're gonna have to, you know, put the full screen there. All right, Calcano is to the right, Jackie Lee is to the left. 17 to 15, although life totals don't really matter right now. It's going to be one giant turn for Jackie Lee, which looks like this is the turn. So we'll see if these elves just keep on coming.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us right now, Zach Hall and Gerard Fabiano coming to you live from a maddeningly complex legacy game here. This is game 1.
It looks like Jackie just is like laying out her deck, and it's just a mishmash of elves all together. Jackie's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not sure why she's counting, but you know, guys Cradle produces so much you can just add infinite mana.
Right.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's the full screen. You can see every elf in play. So many. The whole tribe is here. They even brought their friends, the insects.
Yep. It looks like a natural order is going to be played right now for Jackie. If I had to guess, I would say she has 8 in the pool after this.
Yeah, not sure. I think she's keeping track of it, but in the booth it's tough. It looks like she's going to get rid of that foil visionary. Or maybe the death ray?
Yeah, the death ray was just played. Maybe she's a bit confused. Lots of times when players are, you know, not that familiar with their combo deck. Oh, it's 10 green. Okay, I apologize. Lots of times when players are somewhat unfamiliar with their deck, the other player might say, you know what, show me. Or go off.
Exactly. Just say, okay,
with your combo.
Please proceed.
Please proceed instead of just conceding.
Right.
So
Jackie Lee, 10 green mana in her mana pool right now.
There's the crater hoof. That's going to be big.
There
1,
it
2,
is.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot of her creatures are tapped, however.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if she plans on using any Quirion Rangers or Wirewood Symbiotes to untap them.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Calcano just scoops it up. It was enough damage.
Calcano saying, you know what, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll go to game 2. Calcano is going to go to his sideboard, and he's going to make some changes here. I think he definitely wants Force Will here. He has to stop some important elf creatures.
Right, Natural Order, Glimpse of Nature, and like you said, the elves, the important combo pieces.
Yeah, he's also going to want to bring in Meddling Mage. Another card, Umzao's Jitte, probably a couple of copies of Supreme Verdict, just because Supreme Verdict is good against the creature deck,
right.
You know? Other than that, the only other card I really see is probably Path to Exile. Now, what about Jackie? Is she going to do any sideboarding? What do you think?
I think so. She's definitely going to bring in a Sylvan Library just to play the longer game a little better. She might bring in some copies of Cabal Therapy. It depends what she's worried about. The problem with Cabal Therapy for this game is Jackie Lee is not really experienced in Legacy, so she might not know what sideboard options Calcano has.
Okay.
And she also doesn't know what hate cards he has. She doesn't know if he has Engineered Explosives, if he has Supreme Verdict,
Engineered Plague?
Engineered Plague, right. She just doesn't know. It's a
Does
big
she have any
question
copies
mark.
of Disenchant in her sideboard or something?
No.
You know, like a Frozen Grip or a Naturalized?
Yeah, she has 2 Abrupt Decay, which I'm sure she's going to bring that in. She has to be able to deal with Jitte, and it's a great catch-all for any hate card Calcano might have.
It's even good against Stoneforge Mystic or Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. Just some versatility. It adds some versatility to the elf deck, which it doesn't have before. Some others, maybe Kasali Pride Mage to be able to kill the Jitte.
I'm just slightly baffled that they're playing so slow here because they don't want to draw. It's really, you know, bad for them to draw this bad.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Draw this early is, you know, it's
23 minutes left to finish 2 games for Calcano. I'm not sure if he can do that, and we'll get that game score updated for you. It should be 1-0 for Jackie Lee. She won that game. Calcano scooped at the end.
All right, Calcano to your right, Jackie Lee to your left. This is exciting. Down to 22 minutes. These games of Legacy, it's funny because when you're in the booth and you're doing commentary on Standard, especially how the top 8 was, it was Junk Aristocrats, it was Jund Aggro.
Right,
you know,
right. Very fast.
Yeah, it was so quick. The whole top 8 took about an hour. And now each game almost in Legacy takes an hour.
What an intricate format. It's, you know, and it's no wonder that it's so intimidating for the new Legacy player to get into. You have these $100 lands.
Yeah, sure. It is slightly intimidating to get into, but like I said, new players are always welcome. Why? Well, Lava Spike. All right, it's insane how Lava Spike, Rift Bolt, Lightning Bolt could just be thrown into a deck and be a very competitive deck. Another deck that comes to mind, Affinity.
Right, Merfolk, same general principle.
Yeah. Speaking about Merfolk, Ben Lundquist recently made top 8 at the last Star City Invitational with Merfolk, and then for a week or two after that, there was a big buzz of Merfolk. And if you look at Merfolk, you know how many dual lands Merfolk plays?
Big fat 0.
Yeah, 0.
Yep.
The only real expensive card in Merfolk is Force of Will, and Wasteland is probably about medium range.
Sure.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a bunch of Lords, a bunch of Curse Catchers.
But a lot of uncommons in that deck.
Yeah, and speaking of uncommons, Aether Vial actually now in Modern Masters is a rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be uncommon.
It's nice because they put more into circulation. Having a $10 uncommon is just a little ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hopefully, it helps bring down the price of that vial a little bit.
Yeah,
But
make more and more players get into Modern. I think Modern is a great format. It's a lot of fun. So we'll see if that helps. Now Calcano and Jackie both looking at their hands. I think Calcano said that he would keep. Just up on the screen, actually Jackie Lee won game 1, so we'll switch that. Looks like Calcano lost. Although, maybe one of the producers is a big Calcano fan, wants Calcano to be up. So
this is full tilt mode Calcano.
Yeah.
Right there. Not happy Calcano, but he's kept 7. Jackie Lee's on 6, so he has a leg up for this game too. He's going to try and land a Stoneforge early to find a G-Tag.
Yeah, or Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Yeah. All right. So a quick shuffle down to 20 minutes. Jackie Lee laying out our 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Taking a look, surveying. You can see how Jackie Lee's eyes are looking. Okay, do I have lands? Do I have spells? All right, but now, is it what I want?
Right. And mulling to 6 with the elf deck, 5 with the elf deck, not that big of a deal. Glimpse of Nature solves a real lot of problems.
Yeah. All right, so Calcano starts off with an island. Jackie Lee, on the other hand, plays a Windswept Heath, sacrifices it, goes gets a forest. She could get a Bayou, she could get a Savannah, but she knows that Esper Deathblade normally plays Wasteland, so she wants to play around that. And there's a Deathrite Shaman for herself. And Calcano has nothing, it looks like.
Yeah, just a basic swamp, a beta swamp, a beta island and an M11 swamp.
Yep, that's the combo, all right. So I wonder what hand Calcano kept. Looked like it was a Brainstorm type hand, that's why.
Right, he's really going to lean on Brainstorm here to fix his hand, to draw him into Stoneforge, into the Force.
Yeah, here Stoneforge might be too late. Instead, he needs to find something like Meddling Mage or Forcer Will or multiple plows and stuff like that,
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Snapcaster Plow goes a long way against a deck like Jackie Lee's.
All right, there's a Brainstorm in response to the Glimpse of Nature. Calcano draws 1, 2, 3. I see a Thoughtseize, I see a Ponder. I'm kind of curious why Calcano just didn't Brainstorm on his main phase. Zach, any question or any answer to my question there? If he already has the Polluted Delta, why not just go main phase, Brainstorm, and then he would have hit a Thoughtseize, and he could have Thoughtseized Jackie on his turn.
All right, I like that a lot. It's not like Standard where you have to bluff a Syncopate for 1 or hold up mana for a 2-mana counter. This is Legacy where it's so easy to hit a 1-mana spell for Calcano there.
All right, so Jackie Lee with the early Glimpse of Nature. Let's see if it pays off. Let's see what she's going to do here. Deathrite Shaman removes that Windswept Heath. We'll produce a green. She'll draw another card here.
Right, and it looks like she's going to be able to play 1 more elf if she has it, but I don't think she does.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, she wouldn't even be able to because there's no more land in the graveyard.
Yep, so she's going to pass the turn. So that Glimpse of Nature was not the best.
Yeah, that's okay, though. The Glimpse of Nature, when your hand isn't too good for the elf deck, it's often just a value glimpse. You play the Glimpse, you draw 2 cards, if you're lucky, 3 cards, and it's not the best, it's not a game winner, but you have 4 in your deck, so hopefully she can draw into another one or have one in her hand.
All right, so Calcano fetches up that Tundra, and he'll untap and draw for his turn. And it's another Thoughtseize, I think. I know you had one before. I don't know if he hit it with the Brainstorm or not.
Yeah, not sure. But there's the Thoughtseize, and Jackie can't do much about that.
All right, so there's Natural Order, there's Glimpse, and there's Green Sun. What do you like taking here? Natural Order?
It depends if Christian has a Force of Will. Do you know if he does in his hand?
I'm not sure. I didn't see his hand. I don't think he has a Force of Will. I think he would have forced the first Glimpse probably.
Okay.
Because it could have just been dangerous.
Right. So
he hasn't taken Green Sun Zenith.
He really can't let Jackie Lee get an Elvish
This
Vision
is
here.
nice. All right, nice play by Calcano. Thoughtseize, take your Green Sun Zenith. Now I'm going to Meddling Mage. We're going to find out in a second if he's naming Natural Order or Glimpse of Nature. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Natural Order. Yep, there it is. Names Natural Order. So Jackie's just doing some math here.
So Jackie's hand was really good. She had one of natural order glimpse and Green Sun, but now it's basically like she only has a glimpse.
Exactly. And I'm not really sure what Calcano has, but I do know that the time is ticking. We're closing in on 15 minutes. So just for them to finish this game, they're going to have to pick up their speed by a lot.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, there's a glimpse of nature.
And Calcano can't do anything about that. No force of will available.
All right. Polluted Delta will be removed from the Deathrite Shaman. Jackie will draw one card here.
Oh, Birchlore is a great
Rangers.
draw.
Yeah, that's definitely a good draw.
Birchlore Rangers is a lot like Heritage Druid, except you tap 2 elves for 1 mana. So not 3 elves for 3 mana.
Gaia's Cradle. But Jackie Lee already played a land this turn.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a misplay right there, I think.
Yeah, I think Jackie might have wanted to wait to see if she did draw a Gaia's Cradle, and it turned out that she did. So it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens there. So she's still fiddling around with her elves. She's stacking that Misty Rainforest. So both players are, I believe, qualified for the Invitational. I know Calcano has some success a few years back. He won one of the Opens,
right,
with Primeval Titans, with Valakut, So, and Jackie, I'm uncertain if she is qualified or not, but she's here today trying to earn a slot for Somerset.
That's right. A top 8 automatically qualifies you for an Invitational. So these players looking for the promised land of Somerset.
All right, there is another Deathrite Shaman. She'll draw another card due to that Glimpse of Nature. Again, Glimpse of Nature, 1 green. It's a sorcery. Every time you cast or every time you play a creature spell this turn, you're going to draw a card. Very, very powerful.
So here we go. Looks like Birchlore getting activated again.
Yeah, she might almost be out of creatures though here. We'll find them in a second. I do know she has the natural order in hand, which she cannot play because of the Meddling Mage.
Right.
She has that Gaia's Cradle that she drew, and one other mystery card.
Looks like Symbiote is going to bounce the Ranger, untap the Deathrite.
All right, now remember, each Symbiote, the Symbiote can only be used once.
Right.
Same thing with Quarian Ranger.
But if you bounce the Quarian Ranger and replay it,
exactly,
you can use it again.
You can use it again. So some really neat interaction there. Jackie's still counting her mana. I mean, she cycled really deep. It kind of makes me think if Calcano should have just taken the Glimpse instead of the Green Sun Zenith.
Yeah, but at the same time, if Calcano takes if he takes the Glimpse or names the Glimpse, Jackie could just go fetch up an Elvish Visionary, start drawing a few extra cards a turn.
Yeah, but it's only going to be pretty much an extra card a turn,
right,
compared to just a giant turn where she draws almost her whole deck.
Yeah, Jackie Lee,
10 cards deep or whatnot.
At the same time, Jackie Lee did have to she did have to run decently well to be able to draw this many cards. A lot of times that Glimpse would have only drawn 2 or 3. So a little bit of a calculated risk by Calcano. Maybe he figured that he had to win 2 games anyway.
Yeah.
And took that risk. I don't know.
All right, so Jackie has drawn her Craterhoof Behemoth. So, this is a spot where Calcano wants to Snapcaster back that Thoughtseize to strip that away from her.
Right. Now, if Calcano has his 1 Supreme Verdict here,
that would be amazing.
That would.
Oh, there's a Snapcaster. Oh, so there's a Thoughtseize. Yeah, so the original Thoughtseize he actually held on to,
right,
and then he drew a second one. I wasn't sure if he put it back from the Brainstorm or not. It was tough to tell from his hand. Okay. So now he has to take, oh wow, it's a Regal Force. That's bad too.
So both Jackie's big creatures are in her hand here.
Yeah. He's going to have another black source. I don't know if he does. Oh, he does. He has the Delta. Okay, so he's going to take away both of Jackie Lee's big monsters, the Craterhoof and the Regal Force.
Yeah, and now he's still not in a great shape. Sure, he's stripped her of her really powerful cards here.
Yeah.
He's just going to leave her with a natural order she can't cast. But all those elves, they're just going to start attacking at some point.
Yeah, and fortunate for Calcano that the Deathrite Shaman, the one that was active, is tapped. So Calcano doesn't have to worry about, not being able to play a Snapcaster Mage, because in response, Jackie could pay a black mana. She does a Bayou's inner deck and remove it from the game.
Would she be able to untap that Deathrite Shaman on his turn?
She doesn't have the Forest though.
Okay.
Like she doesn't have the untap Bayou.
I see.
And only one of the Deathrites is active. So there's a Snapcaster Mage on a Thoughtseize.
I think she can. She has a Birchlore Ranger.
She has so what is that going to do, the Birchlore Ranger? Nothing. She'll need black mana to remove the, yeah. So,
oh, okay.
All right, so there's a Snapcaster Mage. So both Regal Force and the Crater Hoof should be gone out of Jackie's hand. And what's left? A Ponder and a Wasteland. Yeah, Calcano really needed a Supreme Verdict there. That would have just been insane.
Yeah, just to slam the verdict, wipe Jackie's board, leave her just with those two fatties.
Yeah.
But instead, he has to settle for discarding both of those.
All right. So Jackie will untap. She'll draw for her turn. So pretty much her hand is just the Gaia's Cradle. Again, the natural order is named with Meddling Mage. Oh, wow. She just drew a second natural order. That's really good for Calcano.
Yeah, it is. Calcano, though, I mean, sure, he might be fading all of Jackie's large creatures, all of the natural orders, but at the same time, he has to find a way to win this game.
Yeah, well, Jackie can't really attack with any of her creatures because of the 2/2 Meddling Mage. You know, Pakula made a great card in the Invitational. Not only is it a really great card to disrupt combo decks, it's also a 2/2 beater.
Yep.
So you could bash in.
Here come the creatures, and whatever Calcano, and so basically whatever Calcano is going to block, the Wirewood Symbiote can return it. So she'll be able to get in a few damage per turn.
But won't Jackie lose one of the creatures because of the Snapcaster will block as well, correct?
Yeah, the Snapcaster will be able to trade off, but she has so many elves right now that she just has to find a way to start dealing with his life total.
I'm surprised Calcano blocks that way. Shouldn't he just block the same one twice? Either both the Birchlet Rangers or both the Quarian Rangers?
Probably.
Not to give Jackie Lee the option?
Yeah. So she returns the Quirion. The Snapcaster and Birchlore will trade off.
Yeah, Calcano's still reading some of the elves. The elves are confusing, so if you're at home and you're not sure which elf does what, and you know why Calcano's making these decisions, I don't blame you. Elves has always been a really tough deck to navigate against.
Right. Pretty much the order of importance in elves: Glimpse of Nature, Wirewood Symbiote, then it really drops off. Maybe then Elvish Visionary.
Exactly. All right, so Calcano pretty low on life now, especially when there's two Deathrite Shamans he's facing down. He's probably going to need to draw a Supreme Verdict this turn, or he's in trouble.
Right.
And the problem with that is that he doesn't have the mana to Ponder and Supreme Verdict unless he gets a bit lucky here.
A Wasteland drawn. Let's see what he can do here.
All right, there's Ponder. No, he was holding on to the Wasteland. Yeah, so... Oh, there's a Supreme Verdict.
Wow, but not enough mana.
He doesn't have the mana, I don't think.
Oh, he has the Jite, but unfortunately...
He's going to have to survive one more turn. So... Is that a Plow in hand?
He has a Plow, yeah.
All right, so maybe the Plow will help him?
I don't think he can survive. The end of turn Deathrite plus turning all the creatures sideways. I think this is going to reduce his life total to 0 here.
Yeah, it's just too little too late?
Maybe he'll get one more turn. We'll see how Jackie plays it.
Yeah. So Calcano is on 6, is that correct?
6 life.
Oh, a bit confusion there. All right, so Calcano is on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Calcano would go to 3. He would go to 1. He would go to -1. Then he could plow his own Meddling Mage. He could also take that line.
Yeah, he could. So he's going to go for the Deathrite. Jackie Lee will bounce that with the Wirewood, but importantly, it won't still be in play, and that's the crucial part here.
All right, so Calcano uses his Plow. I think Calcano needs to Wasteland that Bayou right now. Oh, okay. A bit confused of...
Problem if he Wastelands the Bayou, Jackie Lee can just return to her hand with the Quirion Ranger.
All right, so Jackie draws... What is it? It's a sideboard card. It looks like an artifact.
Yeah, Thorn of Amethyst, I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So a little bit of hate for the Ponders and Brainstorms and Thoughtseizes and
Normally you would
Snapcasters.
board that in against, say, like a Storm deck.
Yeah, it's not too bad against Calcano, though.
Yeah, I can see it being okay. There you see it on the screen. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to play. There's a Deathrite Shaman from Jackie. Gaia's Cradle's going to get a ton of mana.
It's like 6 from the Cradle. And Thorn.
Okay. So, is Jackie not going to attack this turn?
I don't know.
Calcano is on 6. Calcano has white, blue, so he's all set for Supreme Verdict.
Oh, here we go.
Let's see what Jackie's going to do with her creatures. This is, winding down. Just about 7.5 minutes left. And it's only game 2. Just imagine. Looks like Jackie's swinging in with those 3.
She just wants to get 2 damage in. so that she can drain with the death rights.
Well, will she be able to drain with the same death right twice? Because the one death right just came into play.
Well, the Queen Ranger should be able to return to forest and untap that death right.
But she only has access to one Bayou, correct?
Right.
So I'm uncertain if Calcano. I think Calcano will just go to 2 life here.
Oh, she used the death right to make mana? Is that right?
Yeah, I guess she did. That's a bit odd here. Okay. So now Calcano is just marking on the life totals.
Yep, looks like Calcano drops to 4 here. Wow, Jackie's just going to play out all her elves. Calcano might be able to survive here. This
I
is
think
wild.
he will. And if he's able to play Supreme Verdict, he's going to be in great shape this game. Jack Lee will just have 2 natural orders in hand, which won't really do too much.
Yeah, the one Wirewood Symbiote will be able to return one of the Deathrite Shamans, but Calcano will at least have a chance.
Yeah. I'm a bit confused, but we'll definitely stay with you and see exactly. It'd be pretty cool if we had audio for a match like this, especially with elves.
Right.
Yeah. So to figure out what they're exactly talking about. I see a lot of pointing. I see a lot of counting. Calcano's like, yeah, 1, 2, 3. You already played this. You untapped. So I'm sure they have it all figured out down there. We have a great judge on staff. And Jackie Lee just passes the turn. Calcano's on 4. This is going to be insane here. Calcano is going to draw.
This is wild.
It's the Jitte. He's going to tap 5 for the Supreme Verdict. Oh,
he's going to
value.
send the mage in.
Getting in there.
Jackie will take that. She doesn't care about her life total here.
Do you think Jackie Lee's expecting a Supreme Verdict?
I think she probably knows what's up now that he attacked.
All right, there it is. Supreme Verdict. So in response, Jackie is going to... All right.
So she'll drain Calcano, bring him to 2.
Yep. Anything else Jackie going to respond with? She's checking her graveyard.
If there's a land in the graveyard, I think she can kill him.
All right. So she returns the Death Right. No, she can't. Calcano will be at 2.
Yeah, if there was a land in the graveyard, she could untap her Death Right twice, remove a land, and untap it twice, make a black, and drain. But there's no land in the graveyard, so she'll have to settle for Death Right next turn.
All right. So let's see what's going to happen now. Jackie still has those natural orders in hand, which might come in handy now. So Calcano's definitely not out of the woodworks yet. There's a Bayou. I think Calcano's going to have to use that Wasteland.
And that's the game.
All right, so yeah, she'll just be able to shoot for 2, and that's it.
Yep, Calcano drops to 3 and 2. Jackie Lee still in top 8 contention at 4 and 1.